sit, roll over, fetch. Those are commands you may be familiar with when it comes to training the family pet. But trainers at the Shed Aquarium have been using targeted training techniques with more unusual animals for years now. And as Usher Qureshi explains, it's more for than just tricks.
So why don't you reach down and take his flipper?
All right.
Just give him a big flipper shake.
Thank you.
All right.
Meet Tyler, a California sea lion that lives right here at the Shed Aquarium. Today we're getting a sampling of just a few of the amazing things Tyler has been taught to do through the Shed's pioneering training program.
It's also a great way for us to simply allow the public to see him. So we do fun things that are just fun. Can you wave hello to everybody? Good. We got to go now, okay? Come, get in the water. Swim.
Ramirez is the Executive Vice President of Animal Care and Training at the Shed Aquarium.
The easy part is that the rules of training are the same. Whether you're working with an earthworm or a Harvard graduate, we all learn the same way. But the challenge is every species is different, and consequently you have to know the biology, you have to know the natural history, you have to know what motivates an animal.
Generally speaking, trainers say the best motivator for these exotic animals is food.
Talk. Good.
Guinness, a 20-year-old alligator snapping turtle, needs all the help he can get to keep his shapely 100-pound figure. So trainers used targeted training and positive reinforcement to begin the process of conditioning Guinness to respond to their directives.
So the very first thing that we trained him to do was to learn what a target pull meant. We taught him that every time he touched the target pole, he got a piece of food. Once he learned that game, we were able to teach him to follow a target and follow it all around his habitat.
Kelly Schaff says Guinness primarily responds to visual cues because little is known about the hearing of these turtles. But here in the Wild Shark Collection, trainer Heather Thomas uses a combination of audible cues and visual signs to indicate when it's time for these sharks to arrive for dinner. Today she shows me how to feed the tiger sharks.
And this is their shape that we use for training. So this is the zebra shark specific shape. We give it about 5 clicks underwater and they're ready. They're hungry. We try to have different sounds, like we have clickers, we have triangles, we have wooden sticks that we bang together. So we try to have a pretty big variety of noises so they sound different to them, so it's easy for them to differentiate. Seymour got a tuna. Okay.
Because there are so many different species of underwater inhabitants in the tank, Thomas says it's important to have different signs to visually cue each species when it's their turn to feed. Brightly colored shapes, high in contrast, make it easier for the sharks to identify which symbol is meant for them. Thomas says pressing the sharks to identify the correct symbols also helps to keep them mentally sharp.
In the wild, you know, they don't just have food plopped in front of them. It doesn't just magically appear. They have to think about how they're going to get it. They have to track it down, chase it. So for this, they have to think about what they need to do. It's, you know, okay, this isn't my shape. I can't come over here. I need to go over by my shape.
It also ensures that dominant species don't get overfed while the more docile fish get hungry. The training is obviously important in helping to teach these animals how to feed in a zoological environment like this one. But trainers say it also conditions them in a way that is critical for their long-term health care. Ramirez says at its most basic level, training is useful for simple things like teaching an animal to move from one enclosure to another, or to be fed by hand.
The target is just a focus, and by focusing on the target, they learn that it's something that's going to earn them some kind of a treat.
Sometimes those treats can be used to hide vitamins or medications, to supplement a diet, or when an animal becomes ill.
I just kind of hide it in the gill of this fish that they're going to get.
But even more importantly, by gaining an animal's trust, you can do things like teach them to give you their tail so that you can take a blood sample, roll over for an ultrasound exam, open their mouth so that you can brush their teeth. Things that you wouldn't be able to do with an exotic animal, but with that relationship, it allows you to do things that help us take care of them better.
He's waiting for me to say the word G-O-O-D. Good. And then he knows he did a good job.
As trust grows between animal and trainer, the animal becomes more comfortable being cared for, and it becomes easier for them to live in captivity.
I think the most important thing about training here at Shed is that it is a critical part of good animal care. It's not about doing cute tricks. It's really about providing a more enhancing life for them, being able to provide them the ability to help us with their own care. And that's why training is such a valuable component to what we do every day here at the aquarium.
Although, adds Ramirez, cute tricks don't hurt.
Give him a big salute before he leaves. Good. All right.
For Chicago Tonight, I'm Usher Qureshi.
To read more about the SHED training program and to view a gallery of photos, you can visit our website.
Chicago